Damn, that sounds awesome. Yeah. Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. And today we're going to be playing with this thing, Lauten Audio tube microphone. So it's got a preamp in it. I think it's a 12AX7. I'll probably have to go back and take a look at that. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to take this JVM and we're going to put all the mics up to my XXX that is in this JSX cab, and we're going to play with it. I am also going to use the clean channel because apparently, you know, tube mics are really good with the acoustic stuff. So I do want to kind of accentuate that and kind of show that on the channel too, just to see how it plays out. But really what I want to find out is it a thing that we're missing out on? I know a lot of people do use tube amps, or not tube amps, tube mics to mic up their cabs. And I want to see if there is a noticeable difference in using analog mic, not analog, but the usual suspects. We got the SM57, we got the MD421, and we got the E609. These are the mics that everybody uses for guitar cabs. The video with all the cabs I went through, and everybody seemed to like the XXX in this cab. So I thought I'd go ahead and use that one. And what we'll do is we'll play with the mics, we'll move them around just like I did with the cab video not too long ago, and see if this tube amp thing is something that you should look into compared to these other mics that everybody else uses. Let's find out. There's one more thing I want to note. There's this little power supply. Basically, it's a power supply for the tube that's in the mic. So there's nothing special about it. It's got the special cable with the 5 pins, I think. And then you got an XLR that goes straight out to your user interface. And that's pretty much it. It just powers the preamp tube that's within the mic. So that's the only thing that's really different about this, you know, powering the preamp tube. So let's go on. What we got going on here is this tube amp, or God, I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm so used to saying that. But this tube mic, it's set to flat. All right, so there is a high pass and a low pass on this. And I think it is recommended to use the high pass for guitars. So to cut that low end, it's recommended to do it that way just to get it, you know, for mix ready kind of stuff, right? What I'll do is I'll just go ahead and go to the clean. I have this amp set up the way I like it, and I'm just going to go through 2 channels. One is the green clean on the channel 1, and then this, oh, by the way, this is a JVM 215C converted to a head. But for the second channel, we're going to do my favorite channel, which is the orange channel. It has plenty enough gain. It's heavy as hell. And using my Kelly Kex, I love this thing, man. And it's got the Parallaxis, the Brandon Ellis Parallaxis pickups in it, and a P90 in it. It's kind of like a knockoff P90, but it looks cool. Right? It's got the gold plate around it and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and see what it sounds like on the clean channel. So that was a Parallaxis. Let's go ahead and use the P90. That's pretty sick, dude. I do love how that sounds. And okay, so that's all of the mics. All the mics on. And what I'll do is, so I can be interactive with it instead of having to record it first and then go back and edit it to talk about it. It's always like disconnecting to me. I'm going to use the pads to turn off the mics, or at least really dumb them down so you can't really hear them. So let's go ahead and hear. Let me walk over here. Let's see. All right, so we got the LA-320 here, SM57, the MD421, and the E609. Yeah, okay. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and shut off everything except for the tube amp. So this is what that sounds like. And I'm just kind of making this stuff up as I go along. I just want to hear it, right? All right, let me actually put these headphones on so I can hear what you guys are hearing. So. I hear a lot of my picking hands actually through this, which makes sense because it's a very, loud mic. So let's see. This is a cardioid pattern, so it's kind of like what it does is kind of hits the front and kind of a little bit of the side, so making a circle right in front of the mic, and that's what it's capturing pretty much. So I want to make sure that it is pointing the right way, because God forbid I do this whole video and I find out that it's backwards the whole time. Test, 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 test. Okay, I am good. All right, put it back there. All right. Okay, now, let's see. Let's go ahead and turn that one off. Let's go to the SM57. Now, I've not moved these around yet, so I just wanted to go through. I just want to pop them on and just see what it sounds like. Okay, so this is without me even messing with trying to get a good sound out of these mics. But we'll do that here soon. So that's the SM57, and it's kind of over to the left side of the speaker, and it's kind of pointing at the dust cap. So this is what we got. All right, so now let's turn that one off and let's go to the MD421. I love dissonance. Okay, let's go over to the E609. it's kind of hard to tell the difference here in the headphones so far. So let's see, what should we do next? We probably should go ahead and get the placement right with these mics. So I'm gonna have to do these one at a time, and I'll have you listen as well so we can be on the same page with everything, right? This is the Lauten, the tube mic. So let's go ahead and start messing with it. See if I can do this without messing anything up. Let's get it closer. I think obviously the closer, the louder, the more it sounds better, I guess. But let's mess with it some. Maybe it's go up a little higher. Oops. Let me go ahead and turn up my headphones. Because that sounds pretty good, I think. Okay, yeah, I think that sounds good right there. So now let's go over to the SM57. Let's get the best sound for that one. All right. I think that sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna have to do this all over again whenever I do the distortion side, because I'm sure that this is gonna be a totally different situation when I do distortion for this. So let's stick with that. Let's go to the MD421. I personally, I like it where it's at. Yeah, I think we can all agree that that sounds pretty good, right? All right. Now let's do the E609. That one sounds really good too. I'll mess with it though. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Trying to. I do like how the low end's coming through on that one. It sounds really good. Okay, so now let's go back to the Lauten. Turn it off. Here it is. I definitely hear a lot of the picking going on here. I mean, we expect that, right? It's kind of like a condenser with a tube in it, so it's going to liven things up. I expect that. I wonder what it would sound like if I brought it a little closer. Let's see here. Oh, I'm going to have to do this. Let me turn it off. There. Okay. See what that sounds like. Okay. I don't know. We're probably not getting, you know, what we want out of as far as the differences between the mics doing it this way. But I'll go through them again. Let's check it out. All right. Lauten off. SM57 on. Okay, back to Lauten. There is definitely a clarity there. Let's go to the MD421. That has character. Almost like a scoop mid kind of thing going on. And the E609 again. And for fun, let's go ahead and turn all of them on, right? I've more than likely turned it down because it's definitely brought up the volume in post. So. Honestly, I don't play clean stuff all that often, but it sounds pretty good. And we're still on the P90 here. I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and go over to the distortion side and see what it sounds like there. And I'm probably gonna turn this down. And let's go ahead and flip over. Okay, over to the parallaxes. That's everything at the same time. That's a pretty big sound. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot going on there. Obviously, that's not what we're going for here. And I'm kind of close to the mic here, so it might be picking up some of my picking here. But let's go ahead and go through the same thing we did before with using the pads and kind of going through each of the mics to see what we can get out of them, right? All right, let's go. And I know that, you know, what I'll do is I'll find a sweet spot, which is obviously it's going to always be the edge of the dust cap. And what I'll do is I'll take each mic and put it there and then just kind of see what it sounds like that way too, okay? So let's go ahead and just hear the tube. All right, so that's going. All right, so here goes. love this guitar, man. That sounded pretty good. Let's go ahead and go over to the SM57. Pretty familiar sound there. Okay, let's go MD421. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn on my headphones here a little bit. And let's go over to the 609. Ah, that sounds pretty damn good. And I wonder if it's just a position of where it is on the cab. Now in the headphones, that sounds the best. And so doing that, what I'll do is I'll use that position that mic is in, and I'll move each mic to that position to see what it sounds like, because right there it sounds freaking awesome. And I'm not sure if it's just the mic or the position. So we'll go through that and do that. All right. So let's hear the E609 one more time, and I'll pick a riff that I'll play each time, so you have something to latch on to there. Let's do the center field. Okay, so we have that riff, and I'm going to move this out. And actually, where was that? Okay, it was right there, right over the top of that. Okay, I'm going to try my best to keep that spot. All right, so now let's turn off. Let's see, it's this guy. MD421 is on in the position that the E609 was. Okay. Same riff. Be nice if I didn't mess up my own riff, but yeah, so there's that. And let's go ahead and do the tube mic. Same position as the E609 was, because I really like that spot for some reason. Turn it off. Here's the Lauten. And same riff. Okay, now let's do the SM57 in that spot. And mind you, I'm doing the best I can with trying to get that at that same spot, but it's not going to be perfect, of course. So here's the SM57. Hold on. Right there, let's try that. I can't really tell which one was better on that stuff. I'll have to go back and listen to it, and I'll probably write like some kind of text, or you've already seen it since I've edited it, that this one was my favorite. So I'll put that in there. Tell you what, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this tube mic and get the best position for it that I can, and we'll do that for each of them, and we'll pretty much call it after that, because what else do you want from this, right? All right, let's do, since I got the SM57 on there, let's go ahead and do that. Let's find the best position for it. I think that's the best spot for the SM57. So let's go on to the next mic, which is going to be the tube mic. I'm really curious to go back and listen to all this stuff. And you guys are getting it at the time that I'm doing this, but I think this will be a really cool video to go back and watch for myself, you know? Oh, that has a grit, man. That sounds good. Let's mess with it. Okay, got that head on. Damn, that sounds awesome. Let's mess with it a little more. So I kind of brought it back from the cab a little bit. So what's cool about this mic is it has an SPL of 130 dB, so it can take it as loud as you want to get it, and that's what's freaking awesome about this thing. So it has a really high SPL, so sound pressure level, but I like it kind of away from the cab to give it a little more air too, just because it's made for that sound, right? It's like really gritty. I dig that. And you know, I dialed this in the way that I like it. You know, so it may not be the way you like it or not. You know, like that's the way I like it sound in the room. So I'm just throwing mics up on it and just seeing what it does. So now let's go ahead and go over to the MD421. Turn that off, turn that on. Okay. Let's find the sweet spot for it. Okay. Let's see what we got. I think that was it right when I put it on. You know, it's funny, the MD421 always has that like Marshall cab with the the cab that I used the last time with the T75s. It always has that sound to it, like compared to the other mics. It just has an 80s kind of feel. I think we can agree that that's probably the best spot for that mic. Oh, actually, I like that a little more. I don't know, that has a lot of low end going on there. It's a kick-ass sounding mic. I really dig that. All right, so let's go ahead to the E609 and see what the best spot for it is. All right, it's E609. Dude, totally different sound. That's funny. And I'll go back to where I liked it, or the first time. Which is right there. That sounds pretty damn good. But I'll try to get a different tone with it. The E609, man, it's pretty kick-ass. I really dig that. Crap. What do I do? Okay, so let's try to get all these mics together, and there's going to be some phase issues and all that kind of stuff. And let's see if I can get a killer sound out of all this, and then we'll call it, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and turn them all on. All right. Those two sound pretty badass. And I'm definitely turning it down in post because it's definitely pushing it pretty loud. When you combine mics all together and stuff, that's what happens. But I did like the tube amp, or God, I did it again. The tube mic a little further away from the cab. Let's see if I can get it over here in that spot that I really liked. Sorry about all the pops and all that stuff, but try my best here. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. I know that does not sound good through the, if you're listening on headphones. Okay, all four of them. Well, that was all of them in one. That was pretty cool, right? There's one last thing I need to do, and that is to mess with the actual low pass, high pass on the actual tube mic. Okay, so there's that. And all right. Let's find a sweet spot for this again, and then we'll mess with the low pass and high pass. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Now let's go ahead and do the high pass. All right, it's on now. Okay, that sounds good. Let's go back to the flat. So that introduces more of the low end. Yeah, and I would definitely just go ahead and cut that. If I got a really good tone with that, you know, here's the high pass again. Yeah, that's supposed to cut the lows. Okay, now, since I like that, let's go ahead and do the high pass or the low pass. So there we go. All right, yep, this is the low pass. You know, that actually sounds really good. You know, cutting off that top end where it's just like, you don't need all that junk at the top, you know. Doing the low pass and the high pass, that's actually really useful, man. And let's go back to neutral on that. Yeah, so it's that junk, that's that fizzy, like, yeah. Let's go back over. And now I can bring it closer to the dust cap. There we go. I think that was everything. I covered all the bits and pieces of this mic. And I really like what I'm getting out of it. If I think it's a mic that you could just use by itself and not have to double up, but you obviously can double up, and that's always fun to do, right? Definitely with the high pass and a low pass on, it definitely sits in the guitar range. And it just sounds pleasing, it's fun, and it's inspiring to play that way. So I hope you guys got something out of this. If you guys got any questions, hit me up in the comments below. That's pretty much all I wanted to go through. The Sundays are my long form videos, so yeah, it's probably about 40 minutes now. If you stuck around, go ahead and drop in the comments that you did, because that is awesome. You listened to my ass for 40 minutes. And that's it. DMD out. Big bunch of cables over here. Holy sh! Holy!